it has been deliberately done, considering how men are socially behaving. So it is true, if we are left out in the coming days, truly we are not going to address all concept of SRH and inclusivity. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Joseph Ojuki. I'm the founder and executive director at Health and Economic Development Strategy Organization, a rural-based NGO working in Kisumu within the Sugar Belt and Lake Victoria beaches. That is the fishing communities. So the statement is correct. And I want to allude that to the fact that a lot of cultural norms play when it comes to leaving men out of discussion when it comes to sexual reproductive health matters. So I think culture plays a very big role in ensuring that men are excluded from these discussions. And it's really needed that men are part and parcel of this discussion to be able to ensure that we are having an holistic approach towards ensuring that we have a solution that Kenya really needs, and also towards working towards the gender equality that we need and we are all talking about. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bozi Badia. I am from Sauti Bora Initiative, a new kid in the block, and I am the co-founder and ED at Sauti Bora. Formerly volunteered with IREP, and I am an SRHR enthusiast. Now, for me, what I'd say is I think men are just intimidated by the women who are coming out charismatic and want to take up the space and the spots in leadership. So if you ask me, it's just an issue of traditional masculinity, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for that. And also our sound guys, please, the mics are failing us. So probably if you can look into that. But we'll continue innovating and moving towards with the conversation. So straight, this question goes directly to Ruel. Because you've mentioned about the, bro code and also like masculinity was thrown in there. So I want you to briefly describe how are men left behind in this entire conversation, and also like throw in a bit of, in terms of your expert knowledge, like basically what's masculinity?
I can't touch on what masculinity is, right? That's very different for everyone. But when we have to talk about male involvement, it also has to start with us as gents, right? Before it comes and stems down to women involving us in their activities and in their, fights and, not fights here literally, you understand the fights I'm talking about, right? But sometime back there was a gent who was murdered, I would say murdered by the girlfriend. And by a show of hands of the men in the room, how many of us try to retweet or even talk about that issue? Only one person. What's ulikuwa shule?
And if you can ask the same question to the ladies in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was coming. I was heading to. Like, in the whole tent, only one arm has been raised about a gent who tweeted about the androcide that was happening, right? But when it comes to femicide, why is it that it won't even take 10 minutes? You already see young girls and women saying, like, femicide is already wrong. And then somewhere in the conversation, you'll find a gent somewhere talking about, you deserve that Julie Kula fear, right? And then instead of another gent coming in and talking, it's not about fear at the end, this is someone who's been murdered, you find some other gents talking about it. Bro code, right? You want to let the conversation flow because at the end of the day, it's online and social media. It's just banter. It's banter, but at the same time, someone has lost their life.
Do you feel from where you sit, because basically men come and comment on this because maybe their issues are not addressed, or what's the case? Why
No.
do they keep on responding
Who's
this way?
supposed to address men's issues? Is it the women? It's not the women. It's us, right? Ama namna gani? It's definitely us. But already I asked when androcide happened, only one gent spoke about it. And I'm guilty because I also didn't speak about it, right? And in the same comment section about that androcide case, everyone, even the men including, were like, Njeri mbona huongelelehi, right? And Njeri has to ask, I'm not a man, right? Why aren't men speaking about men also being killed? So it's not a matter of us being left out of the conversation. It's us not wanting to be in the conversation. We don't want to take up initiatives and actually start speaking and talking about this is also an issue, right? At the end of the day, we'll turn around the whole conversation and point it to a